That's the worst beat of all time. And you have to investigate the Raiders. Investigate the Raiders. What are they doing? What the? That's the worst beat of all time. That is cheating. What the? I got to rewind this. That's the worst beat of all time. This is the worst beat of all time. Pete Carroll should be in prison. Prison for Pete Carroll.
Okay, so the Las Vegas Raiders have been a dumpster fire this season. What was supposed to be a year of reloading and making it back to the playoffs has turned into a national nightmare as they sit at the bottom of the NFL standings with a 2-11 record. Yet no one is more angry than Barstool owner and renowned sports betting enthusiast Dave Portnoy, who took to social media following the end of today's game to call out Pete Carroll and the Raiders, demanding the league to investigate. Dave wasn't angered by the Raiders losing, but more so how they lost. The Broncos were away favorites by 8.5 points in a game against their AFC West rival. So with Denver up 10 with the clock ticking down in a game that was all but over, there was a meaningless catch with no timeouts remaining for the home team, so it should have just ended like that. However, Tyler Lockett, who caught the ball, attempted to get up for the next play, was thwarted by the Broncos defender, and the referee threw a flag which stopped the clock with 4 seconds remaining for a delay of game. This allowed the Raiders to inexplicably kick a field goal to turn their defeat from 10 points to 7 points and cue the reaction from many sports bettors who lost their minds.
We need this entire segment investigated by the NFL. 3rd and 3, there's 24 seconds. The spread is Denver minus 8.5. They were up 24-7, by the way, with like 2 minutes to go. He spikes the ball. Why are you spiking the ball with 16 seconds in a 10-point game is beyond me. The game is over. I don't know that I've ever seen a spike in that situation, but we're just starting, boys and girls. We're just starting to get... Now, I want you to watch this next play because he's going to roll out, throw a pass, caught. The clock should run out. They can't get up to spike it. They can't even, to be honest, get close. Pete Carroll, you're a piece of shit. Pete Carroll is one of the great scumbags. I would honestly punch Pete Carroll right in his old fucking face if I saw him. So, all right, here we go. 16 seconds. Raiders are definitely cheating right now, doing whatever. Big money clearly on the Raiders, plus the points. So they throw down here. There's 9, 8. Watch. He gets up. They call that a delay of game. There's 4 seconds. The game is over. What is that flag? By the way, we're going to rewind it. Jones didn't even do anything. The receiver fucking grabbed him. Watch this. Watch this play again.
At the top of your screen.
We're going to call this delay a game on the defense with 12 seconds left. They call this, he's down, he gets up and gets... You call that delay a game? When the game is over? Dude, what are you... I've seen that 1,000 times worse. It's 4, 3, 2, 1. Go home. Game's over. And then Pete Carroll runs out the field goal unit and kicks a field goal to end the game with no time. This guy, prison. This ref, prison. Pete Carroll, prison. NFL, prison. This is the most rigged game I've ever seen in my entire life. Disgusting. Prison.
Okay, so that was Dave Portnoy's reaction following the game, and I understand he's upset because he probably had a ton of money on the line. Nonetheless, the Broncos defender did in fact rip the ball out of Lockett's hands, so I think that's why the ref threw the flag. But in any event, it is 100% suspicious that the home team were still playing to score when they're down by 2 scores with just seconds left in the game. I mean, at that point, the game's out of reach and you just let the clock play out. But that didn't stop Dave Portnoy from going off on Pete Carroll to serve prison time for this act, which is kind of funny.